83% of Democrats believe President Trump is racist. Now, which side is the side that is intolerant? Which side is the side that doesn't want to hear the other side? Which side is the side that believes the other side is by definition inherently bad? Dean Baquet is the current executive editor of the New York Times, still the most influential newspaper in this country. It has not endorsed a Republican for president since 1956. Carter over Ronald Reagan, give you some idea. Dean Baquet, shortly after he became executive editor, hired a new columnist named Bret Stephens. Bret Stephens happened to be a Republican, a Trump-hating Republican, but a Republican. And in his first column for the New York Times, he wrote a column in which he expressed his skepticism about climate change alarmism. Not that he wasn't convinced that the climate was changing. Indeed, it's always changing. Not that he didn't think something was happening, but did not go along with the alarmism. People contacted the New York Times, canceled their subscriptions. How dare you hire this right-winger? And Dean Baquet was surprised. And at a forum, he said this.
We're at a moment in the country right now, which I think, the left should do some soul searching too, right? We don't want to hear anything that we've long said this about the right, but I think the left, I'm a journalist, but the left as a rule does not want to hear thoughtful disagreement.
The left, as a rule, does not want to hear thoughtful disagreement. Notice how he caught himself and he said we, because he knows damn well he's part of the left. Here is an extraordinary admission by the executive editor of the New York Times. The left, as a rule, does not want to hear thoughtful disagreement. I'll tell you somebody else who came to that conclusion, belatedly. Some of you might remember Lanny Davis. Lanny Davis is a lawyer, and he was a Clinton defender during the impeachment time. And he is a good friend of Joe Lieberman, who you might recall lost the primary in his attempt to get reelected senator. And a guy named Ned Lamont ended up getting the nomination. And Joe Lieberman, knowing his state of Connecticut, decided to run as an independent. And during the primary challenge between Lieberman and Ned Lamont, Lanny Davis went to Connecticut to campaign on behalf of his good friend, Joe Lieberman. And Lanny Davis wrote a piece in the Wall Street Journal and talked about the vicious, nasty threats he received from his former friends in the Democratic Party, a party that he's still in. He happened to be supporting Joe Lieberman, who ran as an independent this one time. And Lanny Davis said, I was shocked. I thought that vitriol like that only came from the right. But now I have reluctantly concluded that we are just as bad, if not worse. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he said.